Hey everyone, it's December 24th, and that means that if today's your birthday, you share it with serial killer Dean Arnold Corll, known as the Candyman, who murdered at least 28 young men and boys in the early 1970s, and that is him right up there. Corll was born in Indiana in 1939, but his parents divorced while he was an infant, then remarried after the end of the Second World War. His father wasn't much interested in parenthood and dealt out harsh punishments for even tiny issues. After his parents split up again, Corll and his brother were essentially raised by a string of babysitters, with his mother working long hours to support them on her own. He developed a case of rheumatic fever, which left him with an ongoing heart condition, causing him to miss a great deal of school. His mother eventually remarried and the family moved to Texas, which Corll saw as a way to get a fresh start. He helped the family launch a candy-making business, and he enjoyed handing out free samples to everyone who met at their shop, Pecan Prince. In 1964, he was drafted, and after 10 months in the service, was discharged and returned to help his mother with her candy business. By this time, however, he had started to develop inappropriate feelings for teenagers and used candy to strike up friendships with two of them. They began huffing glue and sniffing paint together, and Corll started to indulge in bondage with his young friends. In 1970, a teenager named David Owen Brooks was living with him, and the boy walked in on Corll, who had two other nude boys strapped to homemade torture devices in their living room. Corll let the boys go and agreed to give Brooks a car if he'd keep it a secret. Later that year, Corll went beyond torture and killed for the first time, picking up and murdering a hitchhiking college student. He found killing more enjoyable than any of the drugs he was using and offered $200 per head to Brooks and another young man, Elmer Wayne Henley, for every boy they could bring to him that he would then be able to do with as he pleased. They started by bringing over two teenagers who were murdered in the same afternoon. In 1971, they really went out looking for victims in earnest, with the trio responsible for the deaths of another 24 young men and boys over the next 2 years. His MO was to ply his victims with drugs and alcohol, then tie them to his bed or torture devices, at which point he would sexually assault and physically abuse his victims, often for days at a time. Corll would then strangle or shoot them and bury the bodies on the beach. They targeted runaways, and the Houston police showed very little interest in investigating when one disappeared. Police really only got involved in 1973 when Henley called the police to his apartment, where they found Corll dead on the floor, having been shot 6 times. Henley told them that he had killed Corll in self-defense because he flew into a rage when Henley had dared to bring a girl to one of their paint-sniffing parties. He then led police to a boat shed that contained the bodies of 17 of their victims. Henley told them where to dig up additional bodies, with 27 recovered in all. It is also believed that additional corpses lie beneath the candy shop, especially since 42 boys disappeared during the time Corll was active, but police didn't feel the need to do any further investigation at that point. Brooks and Henley confessed to their role in the killings and were both sentenced to life in prison. So be careful if anyone offers you candy this Christmas. If this is your birthday, I hope you have a great day. Leave me a comment so I can wish you a happy birthday. If you know someone whose birthday it is today, send them this video so they can find out all about their birthday twin. And to Dean Arnold Corll, I say, happy birthday, you bastard.